names lead to stories and stories lead to change. And so whilst they are just names, it's the people and their stories that make it what it is. My name's Pippa Hale and I'm the artist of ribbons. I'm a contemporary artist based in Leeds, and I work across a whole range of media, from steel to iron, film, foam, even food. My overarching narrative for my work, really, because it all looks very different, is about connecting people and places. I think for me, when you're making any sort of art, whether it's art in the public realm or not, for me it's about connecting that to a place, so having it rooted in that place and responding to that place. The first place you sort of start really is with the suffragettes and looking at the paraphernalia that they used to wear. So they used to wear sashes and they had rosettes made out of ribbons. So anyone could nominate a woman to go on the sculpture. And so I think we had over 600 nominations. So obviously some women are nominated multiple times, people like Nicola Adams and Jane Tomlinson. Then it was a question of like, well, do we have a one phase and then another phase? And that didn't really seem very fair. So the idea was to try and include all of the women's names on it. I think really just the volume and the diversity of the stories, and just as a general snapshot of all these remarkable women who have made a contribution to the city of Leeds.
We are special and everybody's special, but we just need to have a chance to show who we are. And I've always believed in helping young people. My name is Sheila Howarth. I'm nearly 70 years old. I've been working in the arts for nearly all of my life. Started when I was about 5 or 6. My mum came from the Caribbean and we had 6 of us kids. We wasn't allowed to go outside to play with anybody. In them days, back in the 50s, it was very racist around where we lived. So we all used to make our own entertainment by singing, dancing, making plays. As a young person, especially a Black or Asian person, we weren't normally allowed to go to the theatres. So we was always doing our shows in the community centres. And we did it for a while, and I realised that we had some young people who were so talented, but all we kept doing was putting it in the community centres. So I took myself down to the Playhouse one day. I've got this show that I want to put on. It's a talent show for young people from the communities. They looked at me as I was foolish, and in the end they said, okay, you can have the foyer area. So one Sunday, I put my adverts out, got the kids prepared, and then that Sunday afternoon, over 300 people turned up. The second year, he said, I'll give you the big one. If you can fill it, you can have it. I filled it for 3 nights in a trot. And from that was the beginning of our journey through the arts. My mum came from the Caribbean nearly 70 years ago. I'm now in Britain, and on the ribbon, it's got my name, which can be there for my grandkids to see and their grandkids to see. But it's also got my sister on there. So like both of my mother's kids have done something positive for the community, and we've got our names on a statue. And to me, that is like a miracle. So my mum's actually seen this happen. She's 91 years old, and her journey wasn't in vain, it was for a purpose. At the moment in time, things to me look as though they're going backwards because of the way how England is at the moment with the refugees and everything else. But people don't see the wider picture. People are not coming here for a freebie. They're coming here for safety, or a new life. I mean, I was born with this colour. I couldn't change it. But if you were to strip us down, take my skin off me, take somebody else's skin off them, we're all the same inside. It means when I'm long dead and buried, people will know, who was Sheila Howarth? What did she do for the community?
Some of our history is problematic and difficult, but it's really good to see that those stories are being represented in public art, and that public art can say a little bit about who we are. With some of the ribbons, it looks like they're emerging from the ground, and that is to convey this idea that those ribbons continue in this sort of underground network. They represent all the women whose contribution is unseen, it's often unpaid, and it's unrecognised. And so to see that recognised in public art that's going to be there forever, I think was really touching and very meaningful.
If I can empower every person and enable every person to find their own full potential to be all that they can be, job's done. My name is Kiranjeet Kaur-Verdi, and I'm the Artistic Director and CEO of South Asian Arts UK. My sort of habit is that I want to get things done. Whatever I do, I want to do it because I'm so passionate about that particular thing. So in my case, it's the transformative power of music, and creativity is my driver. You don't do it because you want to be recognised. You do it because you passionately enjoy doing what you do, and you want to make a difference, and you want to, whatever it is, whatever that thing is, your choice might be. The fact that you get recognised is, I can't even explain it, because I just half the time don't think I deserve it, because I'm not thinking about it that way. For me, it's about seeing the potential of others and for them to fulfill their dreams, and seeing how you can, because you've got the skills, the ability, the know-how, the expertise, you've lived a life and you know what things you can do. And actually, like, if I think about it, the magical feeling that I feel, that wow factor that I feel, keeps me going. The ribbon sculpture, that was out of a complete, I didn't even know the thing was happening. But I think anyone who is nominated and awarded anything, I don't think they actually ever think about recognition. They're just too busy doing. But then I think back to the stories of the suffragettes and things like that. They are really inspiring. That there's still a long way for women to go to have equal recognition for the contribution that they make. We can all be leaders, and we can all do the same thing, but our approaches might be different. Diversity is an important part of a jigsaw puzzle.
So I'm working on a new public art project for Leeds, and the idea is to create a piece of public art that is authored by people who have lived experience of homelessness. And then at the end of that project, we came up with this concept for Blanket, which will be a sculpture to go in Leeds city centre that depicts a bright, colourful blanket. The message is one of hope and one of kindness. And what's exciting about that is that we are raising up the voices of people who are the most marginalised in society and saying, look, they are citizens as well, and they have value, and they are creative people.
You think once you've got somebody at home, you think that's the end of it, but it's not. A lot of our guys, they do struggle once they get a property, and for me, prevention is better than the cure. If we can stop people going back on the streets, then we've done our job. So basically, we started the charity about 9 years ago. Becky went out with your kids, didn't you?
Yeah, at Christmas time, to show them the true meaning of Christmas. We took out goodie bags and went and handed them out to the guys on the streets and saw how bad the situation was. And that was 9 years ago, and the situation's tripled.
So then we decided to do some fundraising to raise a support centre called Abbey House, after our sister who passed away when we first started.
Basically, we couldn't save our sister, but we've saved so many other lives since we started, and the difference is amazing.
We've been fundraising to buy this support centre. We're not government funded, so every penny we've earned ourselves. We've got a mortgage for the support centre. So we've had to do quite a few things like jumping out of a plane, wing walking, zip lining, swimming with sharks. This is where we've got our ribbons picture there. I mean, when we heard about this, we had no idea whatsoever that we'd been nominated for it. Had no idea, and it's just such an honour. When we went for the presentation day, we saw all the people there and the other amazing ladies. I mean, we'd already met a few of them who were totally inspirational, so to be amongst those other ladies there, it's such an honour. So through here we've got the food bank.
As you can see, normally all this is full, but the demand is getting bigger and bigger each week, so as fast as it comes in, it goes out.
So we take out about £1,200 worth of stuff every single Thursday night around town, and it all goes.
So this is where we cook. Every Thursday we do 200 hot meals.
When we came to view Abbey House, there was no electric, so we viewed it in darkness, but we knew the minute we saw it that it was for us, didn't we? We knew every room had a purpose.
This amazing painting as well, it has a story behind it. It's from Joanne Hawley. It's two sisters and a sister that passed away, and all of this is the growth that's happened since she's passed away. and the branches protecting all the people and the homes that they end up going to. They just need the ongoing support, and they need to feel, you know, that they can do it and that they're valuable.
A lot of our guys, some of them don't even want food, they don't even want money, they just want a hug or someone to talk to, a friendly face. And we do a lot of school talks. The school kids, they ask so many questions and they're so curious and they love getting involved, don't they? So we do Duke of Edinburgh as well and things like that. So we love to get the kids involved and just teach them just to be kind to people.
And with the sculpture, the art side of things, this is why we did the art classes and the creative writing classes, because it's therapy for our guys as well. And to be put on such a beautiful piece of artwork is just amazing, because it sort of shows what we're all about, and, you know, just everything that we're trying to tell people, and, you know, get across that all of this helps. If it helps one person, then honestly we're just thrilled by it.
You know, we're living in 2026. The world feels like it's on a bit of a knife edge at the moment. I think for women and girls, things are going to change for the better, or it might go the other way where things are just going to get a whole lot worse. I think the important thing is that we stand together as a sisterhood, and that the men in our lives support that and are advocates for that as well. And I really hope that, you know, perhaps Ribbons does become a sort of rallying point for that sort of support and solidarity.